where the world thinks it is a refuge. Where I escape, I run to hide for comfort, passion, naivety, excitement, and also this enables me to be confident in whatever that I'm doing. I identify myself, get power to continue doing whatever that I'm up to as an artist. My artworks in the exhibition, when you look at the super lady, it symbolizes the confidence, the strength of a woman holding this bag, and that's how I symbolize the ownership of owner self. So the same applies to the second piece, the refuge. We get lost into whatever that we are interested in as people. Whenever someone is into a refugee, they are escaping something, maybe a war, a conflict, misunderstanding. So you see this sculpture that is trying to find refuge in whatever that it is doing on the table. I create because it is a calling that I'm very passionate about. Creating defines me, who I am. It enables me to fulfill my purpose in life as an artist and as a human being. My purpose as an artist is to create, to express myself as a person, and also to reach out to different people, because I like my art to evoke someone's emotions or feelings, so that it is a mirror of a certain point in life of someone's journey or background or history or language. Many things do inspire me. For example, the societies where I grew up from, the background, the people and their lifestyles, my family, and me as a person, because I would like to be a better version of myself. Basically, the society, I get a lot of inspirations from the societies. The activities, for example, when you see my technique, how I use charcoal residue, how I mix it, I got this from the society, from the neighbors. So that's why I'm saying that the inspirations, I get them from the society where I come from and the family. So it was this time where I was stuck in terms of material. Before, I used to burn waste material, and it was a problem. It was a challenge to me. And yeah, I had to go back 2 steps backward, and I'm like, what could I get from where I've been living? So there was this neighbor a mother to my friend. She used to do these charcoal briquettes out of these residue. Then I was like, I, I, I didn't see these briquettes as charcoal or the end use of burning food. For me, I saw them as sculptures in a spherical way. So I was like, can't I make something out of these ball-like sculptures as an artist? So I was thinking, I was trying to synchronize everything, and yeah, I came up with an idea, a concept out of it. So it took me a while. It was challenging to mix these substances to come up with a sculpture, a human figurine. So finally, I found my niche. It is so enjoyable because I'm always excited to see what is coming out of this mold. And at the same time, when it comes out, I'm a bit frustrated when it doesn't come out, like when it fails to come out. So it is a moment of two mixed feelings of being naive and excited at the same time. Therefore, my process is of possibilities, either to happen or not. And that's what keeps me moving, getting back into the studio and creating more. So it is adventurous to me. I work 8 to 10 hours a day, and that's 5 to 6 days a week. My ideal working conditions, I do work in sequences. First day, getting a live model into my studio, set a composition, take photos, lay plaster bandages onto him or her, then remove the cast and leave it to dry. Then the next day is do the clay bit and then cast the clay piece into the final materials. Basically, I just enjoy working, having this space. What keeps me more into working is that whenever I fail, it gives me this energy to continue working. So my spirits are always high. Sometimes they are low, but it's encouraging for me to continue going to the studio and working upon my artistry. Making mistakes, it is inevitable in life. The same applies to my working conditions, because my process is full of possibilities. I don't know what is going to come out of the mold, but I'm excited to see what is coming out. And when it fails to come out, and that's the mistake. So whatever comes out, I'm interested in seeing it. I hate monotony. Like, it bores me a lot. So whenever I find out that I'm being monotonous in whatever that I'm executing in the studio, I rebel from working. I get out of the studio. I get lost into nature. I reach out to my fellow artists or friends and having a quiet time with myself, meditating. For me, art it is to evoke people's emotions because I see it as a mirror to reflect how people feel in their own spaces. I would like a viewer to sit back and reflect on a particular moment in time of memorial when they see my artwork. For example, when my artwork is displayed in a certain way, it has a facial expression, it has a posture. Since I'm capturing these moments, when a viewer comes in front of this art piece, they try to reflect upon it, and then it brings memory. It brings that moment of joy, of sadness. So basically, I would like my artwork, or I would like my viewer to sit back and reflect on a certain moment in time. For the last 2 years, surely my practice as an artist, it has evolved drastically in materials, size, compositions, and concepts. Material-wise, I evolved from burning the waste to mixing it, because before I had to burn to liquidate the plastic bottles, which I no longer do. Now I mix sawdust with a substance, then I make it brittle, finally. Size, I started with small faces, then to busts, and now I'm working on torsos and large human scale sculptures. So also there I evolved in concept development. Before I used to work in series, and now it's not the case. I have also started to include items in the compositions, hence creating stories that show a particular activity. In 5 years from now, I see myself owning a large space, studio, creating large-scale compositions and human figure sculptures. I see my work reaching different various places across and outside the globe. If I'm to describe myself in 3 words, I can say I'm soft, personally, and also the materials that I use at a certain point are soft. And then I'm hard at a moment. The same applies to the materials that I use, because at first they are soft, and then in the process they become hard.